If you're tired of being in survival mode, you're overdoing everything on your own, tired of having a guard up when it comes to your emotions, and you're just straight up tired of not loving yourself, then you, my friend, have found the right video. In today's video, I'm going to share my favorite tips on how to be more in your feminine energy so that you can have more balance, more peace, more harmony, and fulfillment in your life. I know what it feels like to be in survival mode because I spent a good portion of my life being in it. I used to overwork myself and straight up, I just was not feeling good about myself. But at the start of 2024, I made a promise to myself that I was going to slow down and that I was going to make an actual effort to be more in my feminine energy. And honestly, y'all, my life has changed drastically, which is why I'm so excited to share my 10 tips with you guys. Just know that these tips are going to make such a huge difference in your life, and I'm so confident that by the end of the video, you're going to walk away having at least 2 or 3 tips that you feel you can start today. So let's jump straight in. What is feminine energy? I love this topic because it's all about slowing down. It's about being in tune with your emotions. It's that nurturing part of you. It's that loving part of you, that expressive, that creative part of you, that flowy, fun, free part of you. And it's, in my mind, how I perceive it, it's the real you. It's the you that you get to be when nothing else really matters, when you take, work out of it, when you take being a student or a parent out of it. Being in your feminine energy is that part of you that just gets to be. It's just the part of you that just gets to exist. And I love that. I think the best way for me to kind of conceptualize what feminine energy is by just thinking about being free. Free to express yourself, free to be who you are, free to say what you want to say, free to be who you want to be. It just feels easy when I think about that. It's like this ease, this peace that you feel. Your feminine energy is the nurturing side of you. It's the side of you that shows up with love. It's the side of you that sympathizes and empathizes with others. It's the side of you that feels like it's safe to express your feelings, that it's safe to even tune in with your feelings, even if it's just you with you. It's the intuitive part of you, the part of you that knows how to feel, the part of you that listens to your gut, that listens to your truth, what you feel is right, what you feel is wrong. It's just the part of you that knows and allows yourself to express whatever that feeling is that you have. And it's the part of you that honors that as well. I want to just clarify that being in your feminine energy doesn't necessarily mean being all dolled up and being like a girly girl. That's more of your femininity. Anyone can embody feminine energy because the feminine energy is more internal. So again, it's those things like being creative, it's being intuitive, it's expressing your feelings, it's slowing down, it's allowing yourself to rest. Those are all more internal, more so than an outward facing thing. So being in your feminine energy doesn't necessarily have to do with how you look. It's more about how you feel and the energy that you carry yourself in. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being in your masculine energy. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video, but you need balance. You need to be in your masculine energy and you need to be in your feminine energy to have that sort of harmony and balance in your life. And I just want to give a quick example with my YouTube channel, because being in my masculine energy is me doing. The masculine is the doing part. So I have to record videos, I have to edit videos, I have to post videos in order for people to find them, right? So that's the masculine energy. But me being in my feminine energy is letting it go. As soon as I post the video, as soon as it's been uploaded, being in my feminine energy looks like, okay, cool. What do I want to do? Do I want to color today? Do I want to go for a walk? Do I want to just chill? If I was obsessed with my YouTube channel after posting a video, constantly checking notifications, on that stress mode, looking at comments, thinking about how else can I get this in front of more people, in front of more audiences, that would be me obsessing and being in my masculine energy. So there's a difference. You want to be in both, but you don't want to be more in one than the other, because when that happens, it creates friction and chaos in your life, which is where I have been for most of my life, besides the conscious effort that I've been making this year to be in both of those energies, because they both serve you. So with that being said, the biggest thing that I would love for anyone watching to take is just that being in your feminine energy is all about having the freedom to slow down. It's all about allowing yourself to express yourself. It's about being creative. It's also about resting. It's about being playful and having fun and feeling good and feeling happy. And it's just about loving yourself, being confident in yourself and confident in who you are. So with that being said, let's get into the tips. I have 10 tips for you guys. These are all tips that I have been working on this year. These are all tips that I'm currently still doing, that I see myself still doing. Like, I don't see myself stopping any of these practices because I think in essence, they're just really good habits to have. They're really good habits to kind of incorporate in your day-to-day and your week-to-week. Start with one of my favorites, which is habit number 1, slow down. Just slow down. Find ways to take your time. I get it. Some of you are probably really busy. You probably have super busy schedules. Maybe you're a student and you work and you're a parent, or maybe you work 2 jobs. I get it. It's hard to slow down when you're so used to being on a rush or being on the go, 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 or you just feel like you have a limited amount of time. But I'm not asking you to, you know, cultivate like 2 hours out of your day to just sit and do nothing. It's nothing crazy. But what I'm gonna ask you to do is to just slow down a little bit. Is there any area in your life, any place in your life where maybe you can take a couple more minutes? Maybe it's 5 more minutes when you're getting ready. Maybe it's 5 more minutes in the evening when you're doing your night routine. I don't know. But where can you slow down a little bit? The example that I want to give, because it happened in the beginning of this year, I was in a book club with some of my friends. I was doing YouTube videos every week. I was doing a podcast episode. I felt like I was doing a lot, and sometimes I personally get carried away because I have such like an entrepreneurial spirit and such a business mind. Like, I just like to do things and I like to stay busy, but then I just get so exhausted because I'm constantly doing something. So I asked myself, where can I slow down a little bit? Like, what's one area in my life where I could pull back just a tad bit? And for me, the first thing that came up was book club. It was something that I loved doing. It was serving me at the time, but it kind of was just eating up my calendar. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like I need to continue doing this to still be working on myself. Like, I can still read books on my own free time. So I pulled out of book club, and that gave me so much time back. It gave me so much like mental peace back, because it was just one less thing that I had to think about. It was one less thing I had to check off my to-do list. And so that has helped me so much, because I feel like when I'm reading now, I'm actually reading for fun. If I'm reading a book or a chapter or whatever, I'm not telling myself, oh my God, I have to read this much because I need to like have something to be able to contribute to the conversation during book club. Like, it adds an unnecessary kind of layer of stress, right? So think about what can you either pull back from, or where can you slow down a little bit, or where can you even just like give yourself a little bit of more time. Maybe, like I said, it's when you're getting ready, or maybe it's, you know, giving yourself like an extra couple minutes when you're going for a walk. But the point is, like, where can you slow down so that you can be in this present moment a little bit more? Tip number 2 is to have some sort of self-care routine. You ain't gotta do it every day. You don't even have to do it every week. It can honestly be once a month, but when are you going to be doing some sort of a routine that's for you, and how often are you going to be doing it, and how are you going to keep yourself accountable is the big question. Because you can sit there and say, oh, I'll do it once a month, but if you're not putting it somewhere, like in your planner, an alarm, like a reminder on your phone, then you're not gonna, you likely won't do it. And also, when we have things in our planner and in our calendar, we're more likely to do it. And so when you start to like schedule in self-care, you're subconsciously teaching yourself that this is important. Your self-care routine, even if it's just once a month, is just as important as a work meeting, especially when you're putting it in a calendar and you're conditioning yourself like, this date and time is important for me to show up for myself. So having some sort of self-care routine, I mean, it can be, you know, once a month doing yoga, or it could be going for a walk, or maybe you do like a at-home spa day. Like, that is one of my favorite things to do. I love just like doing a face mask, and then I'll do like a hair mask, and I'll do my nails, like, get myself a little mani-pedi, like, but I invested in like an at-home kit, so I'm able to give myself my own like shellac pedicure and manicure. The reason why this is so important is just because when you're doing self-care, you're taking care of yourself, you're showing up for yourself, you're doing something loving for yourself, you're being, in essence, kind to yourself. And being in your feminine energy is that. It's being nice to yourself, it's being kind to yourself, it's taking care of yourself. So figure out what you're going to do for your self-care and figure out how often you're going to do it, and make sure that it's something that you love, something that's going to make you happy and feel good about yourself. Tip number 3 is to start learning more about yourself. Get creative, have fun, do something you've never done before. Even if you're like, oh, I'm not like an artist, or like I don't know, I'm not good at this thing. It doesn't matter. Go and start doing things for fun. Go take a pottery class. I don't know, go rock climbing, go do a yoga class, go do a spin class, whatever. But just start tapping into your creative energy. Like, do you like painting? Do you like coloring? Do you like drawing? And even if you're like, I don't know what I like, go and try something. Just literally pick something random and go and try it and learn something new about yourself. Because even if it's something that you're like, gosh, I hated that, you learn something about yourself in that process. For me, I've done gymnastics, I've done pottery class a long time ago, I've done a spin class, and some of those things I really don't like, and some of them I love, and I wouldn't have known what I didn't like and what I loved unless I tried it. And that's the beautiful part, is even if you're a grown adult, even if you're a youngin' or a teenager, it doesn't mean, like, how do I say, there's no point at which we can honestly say we know everything about ourselves. And I think that's what's so beautiful about life, is like, as you're growing, you're getting older, it's an evolution of who you are. And so in that process, go and try things and explore and continue learning about who you are, because the learning doesn't even really ever stop. So make it fun. And let me know down in the comments if there's a hobby that you've been wanting to try that you just haven't gotten to, and now you're feeling excited and motivated to maybe try it. I would love to hear from you guys. Tip number 4 is to regularly express your emotions. Even if you're not necessarily expressing it to someone, even if you're just saying it to yourself, but it's such a good habit and even a skill to be able to just say, this is how I feel. So check in with yourself. How do I feel today? What bothered me today? What made me happy today? You can journal about it, or you can just look in the mirror and say it to yourself, or even just pause and like have a moment to yourself and think about it. But how are you feeling? Like, create that safe space within yourself to say that, like, hey, it's okay for me to check in on how I'm feeling, and it's okay for me to express what that feeling is. It's safe for me to express what that feeling is. A big part of being in your feminine energy, and this is one of the hardest things that I've had to learn, is that I am allowed to speak my truth. I'm allowed to speak my truth. I'm allowed to say how I feel. And as long as I know I'm saying that in a loving, respectful way, if it's towards someone, it's not on me to internalize how that's received. If someone is mad at me for saying how I feel, if someone is angry, if someone doesn't like what I say, that's not on me. My only responsibility is to allow myself to feel my emotions. And if I need to express that, I'm going to express that. And the way that I've built my confidence to be able to even say how I feel is by checking in with myself and asking myself in the first place. So that is one of my biggest tips, is just start doing like a daily check-in, maybe a daily journaling on your phone, on your notes, in a planner, whatever digital situation you got going on, but just create that safe space for yourself. Tip number 5 is to say yes when someone offers you help, but to also advocate for that help. So yeah, when someone asks, hey, do you need a lending hand, it's easier to say yes than asking for it. I would say it's good to do both. It's good to like have a little bit of both going on there for you. So the next time someone asks, hey, do you need help carrying that box, or let me open the door for you, just say yes and accept that. If someone offers to buy you coffee, if someone offers to take you on a date, if you're interested on the date, yes, I would love to. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate you. Like, say yes with a graceful and open and happy heart. If someone wants to do something for you, why not? To be honest, I used to struggle with this because I would feel like if I said yes to someone offering help, that for some reason it would get thrown back into my face, that down the road they would say, well, I did that for you, and so now you owe me. Like, I used to just have that kind of mentality and fear. I had to learn that not everyone is out to get me. Not everyone has malicious intent when they want to offer to help me with something. And a lot of times, more often than not, when someone offers to help, it's because they just genuinely want to. So next time someone offers you help, just say yes and be grateful. Thank you for offering that. Thank you for helping me. And on a side note, don't always wait for someone to offer help. If you're struggling and you need help, ask for it. Oh my gosh, like so many times in my life where I was struggling so bad, whether it was financially or even with like weight loss, like things that like I learned the hard way because I just didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to ask either a professional, hey, what should I do? Or hey, how should I go about this situation? Like so many times I said, I'll do it on my own. And if you're like me, oh my God, because sometimes it's like my ego. Like I like to do things on my own because I feel like I've been so independent for so long. I've been like having my own back. I've been doing things for myself that I almost feel like it's taking a stoop down or a step back by asking. But that's just not true. Like we're not here in life to just do everything on our own. Like what kind of life is that? Like to just solely be by yourself and solely do things on your own. Like it's okay to ask for help. Now I love asking for help. If I'm struggling, like the second I start, so the thing is, let me backtrack. If I'm struggling, I'll still give myself a chance to like figure out what I need to. But it's at that point when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed where I'll ask myself, hey, is this something that would benefit me if I just leaned on someone a little bit? Can I lean on someone for this? And who might that be? And then I'll kind of go from there. So it's okay to struggle a little bit and do things on your own, but I would just say like when it gets to that point where you personally feel it would be more beneficial to ask for help, you might as well. And if you want a tip for this, just so you can like build up the confidence to ask for help, next time you're in the grocery store, just ask one of the like workers, like, hey, where do I find whatever it is that you're looking for? Even if you know where it is, like say you're looking for bread and you know obviously where the bread aisle is, go and find a worker and just ask them, hey, where do I find bread? This sounds so random, but and even if you know, it's okay. This is just so that you can like put yourself out there and like get comfortable with asking. And I've done this too, and it has helped me because I'm like, okay, I see how people act and how they receive my question and me asking for help, and it's fine. People are happy to help, so take advantage of that. Number 6 is pretty similar, but it's just to accept gifts and gestures, which can sometimes be a little different than tip number 5, because I know it's different if someone is like, hey, let me hold the door open for you, versus, hey, I want to pay for your lunch, let me take you out to eat. So anytime someone offers you a gift or a gesture, they want to do something for you, similar to tip number 5, just say yes. Obviously context plays a role, I get it, you know, if it's like a date with someone you don't want to go, then don't go. But if someone wants to buy you a gift, if they, you know, whatever gift or gesture that is, if someone is willing to give that to you, don't be afraid to accept it out of that fear that it's going to get thrown in your face. Because when you're afraid to accept something from someone, that's it, being in your masculine. That's, you know, having a guard up, having your wall up, not wanting people to help you, rejecting that help because you think it's going to get thrown in your face. That's all being in the masculine energy. So if you want to step into your feminine energy, get comfortable with the idea that not everyone is out to get you and not everyone is out to throw things in your face. People do want to do nice things for you, and once you start accepting that, more of it comes. And it's not even just about that, but it's like a byproduct of you saying yes, a byproduct of you with a loving and open heart accepting and receiving things from people, puts that out there to the universe. Oh, wait a minute, she's getting it. Like, she likes when people do things for her. Okay, she's creating space for more of that to flow to her. Tip number 7 is to just smile more, okay? How good does it feel when you just, you know, a little smile, show some teeth, whatever. It feels good. Even if you have nothing to be smiling about, just smile. Like if you just even pause this video real quick and go look at yourself in the mirror and smile, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna feel those feel-good chemicals in your body. Like you're gonna feel the like relaxation, because you're probably gonna be like, I'm really out here just laughing and smiling for no reason. But that is funny in and of itself. And you know, if you're not comfortable smiling at strangers at this particular moment, smile at yourself, smile at your family, smile at your pets. Like my kitty's right here being so cute. Like I just, anytime I look at her, I'm just like, oh my God, I love you. Should I show you guys? Let me show you guys real quick. She's sleeping. I have everything shoved to the side, by the way, because my room is a little crazy. But yeah, like it's like just find ways and reasons to smile. Now my like camera setup might be kind of weird. Find reasons and things to smile on, and feel like, pay attention to that feeling in your body when you smile. Like, how does that feel? I'm sure it feels good. I'm sure you feel relaxed. I'm sure you're feeling more connected to yourself, right? Like your true self and who you really are, which is a happy person, which is a person worthy of love, and just, it feels so good. So just smile more and find more reasons and more things to be happy about. Tip number 9 is to just do more of what makes you feel good. Maybe that's getting ready, maybe that's like a little mini like dress up, putting on a cute outfit, maybe it's like painting your nails, maybe it's going for a walk, but just doing more things that make you feel good more often as well. So it's like, if you love going for walks, if being in nature just brings you so much happiness, so much joy, do that more often. I mean, can you do that every day? Can you do it for 5 minutes, or can you do it a couple times a week? Like, what things bring you joy, and how often, like, can you do that more often? You know, is it playing with your pets? Is it watching a movie? Like, how can you incorporate more of these things so that you could be in this present moment? And this has been definitely one of the biggest lessons for me, because as a person who, yeah, I am genuinely an aspiring entrepreneur, like, y'all, this is so real for me. Like, I will never stop until I'm in a position where I can leave my 9 to 5. I will never stop. Like, that is dream goal for me. And although I'm grateful that I have something that drives me, I can't let that be the only thing that matters to me, because at the end of the day, as much as I love recording and editing and posting, it is time consuming. It takes time, and I still work a 9 to 5 job. So it's like, I can't just always be working and then working. Essentially, I have to find time in the little spaces in my life, in the in-betweens, to still be a happy person and to still be in this present moment. Because at the end of the day, yeah, that dream of like being a full-time content creator, being a business owner, all that matters to me. Until that manifests into my life, I still have to enjoy this moment, because this moment is all I ever will have. Tomorrow is not promised. And so once I started really thinking about that, it made me take a step back and realize I don't have to do YouTube twice a week, 3 times a week, on top of my podcast, on top of like trying to open a store. Like, I don't have to do all these things. I can do YouTube once a week, maybe every other week. That feels good. That feels in alignment, because it's still pursuing my goal. But I have all this time on the weekend to still hang out with my family, go to the gym, you know, go do something fun with my friends. Like, I'm still creating space for me to be in this moment and to do fun things in this moment, which is so important for being in your feminine energy and taking you out of that masculine energy of like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta post that. So do yourself the favor and find reasons to be happy in this present moment. Find reasons to do those things that you love in this present moment. And then my last tip number 10, is to just stretch. Like, that probably sounds funny, but doing some form of regular stretching or yoga, even, again, if that regular can be once a week, like regular doesn't necessarily mean every day, but just regularly doing some form of like stretching. And I love this because whether it's a 5-minute stretch or like a full-blown yoga class, what yoga and stretching does for you is it literally forces you to reconnect back with yourself and your body. Like, think about the last time you did yoga or you stretched. It literally forces you to feel what your muscles are feeling like, or if you have tension somewhere, or if you feel tight somewhere, or if something feels really good and you feel like you can go deeper. Like, stretching in yoga really like pauses everything that's going on outside, and it forces you to come back within. And even if you're not paying attention to how bad a pose hurts, which is me regularly, it's gonna have you come back into yourself of like, how was today? Or you'll find yourself just like, how am I feeling? Like, naturally, I feel like yoga and stretching naturally gives you that. And so making some form of like regular practice with yoga and stretching, I think, is great for embodying your feminine energy, because it teaches you how to reconnect back with yourself, and it teaches you how to listen to yourself and how to listen to your body and how to tune into what your body is needing and what your body's trying to tell you. So those are my 10 tips for you guys. These have helped me so much this year. Let me know down in the comments if there are any ones that either stick out to you, or maybe ones that you're like really enthusiastic and excited to try. I definitely would love to hear that from you guys. I'm just so confident that these are going to help you. So with that being said, let's jump into chapter 3 really quickly. We're going to talk about homework. which is really simple, y'all. Go back into the video, find whatever habit that stuck out to you. This sounds kind of funny, but I actually included tips in all of the tips that I mentioned. So whether that's slowing down, whether it's, you know, having a self-care routine, I talked a little bit about what tips you could try, like, to kind of get you started on those things. So go back into the tips, pick 1 or 2 that you really want to do. Let us know down in the comments what you're going to commit to. You're going to commit to working on to embody more of that feminine energy. So excited. I would love to hear how these tips go for you guys. Like I said, they have been so life-changing for me, and I would love to hear how any of them go for you. If you haven't already, definitely like this video. That really helps me with my YouTube channel and reaching newer audiences. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any notifications on any future posts. My next video is going to be all about getting in that winter arc, locking in. I'm so excited for that video, y'all, because winter season is the best season to just focus on you. That's all I have for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!